All right. What is going on, guys? It's Adam aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News. Before we get started, I want to go over just a couple things, since this is a live show. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else with the show. And you should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that out of the way, this is a live show. You can call in tonight. It is unidentified Fridays, only we're doing it on Tuesday. Of course, we had New Year's and we had all that stuff going on. But we still had all of you guys submit all of your videos. So, of course, if you did not know, you can go to marfooglenews.com /play my video, and we'll actually play your video here in front of the rest of the Foogle fam. With anywhere from 5 to 15,000 people watching live every show, it's a good place to get your stuff out there, especially if you're a budding creator. So, again, great stuff there. Remember, you can actually get notifications here on this channel, Marfoogle TV, and for Marfoogle News, our other channel of 163,000 subscribers, right here on marfooglenews.com. You can also sign up for email alerts. You can also sign up for those awesome alerts that just go directly to your phone instead of the algorithm gods deciding who to send notifications to. And then if you want to follow along, all of the videos tonight are going to be linked and available for you all in one space. We don't just say something without backing it up. We actually give you the source. So if you want to follow along on a tablet or a second device, you can actually read the articles that we're doing, kind of an interactive show, say you. Before we do that, though, let's bring in Dex. Dex is my co-host and internet brother. He will be answering the phone calls at 224-400-MARF. That number will be scrolling around right here. Again, if you don't have a phone with letters on it, that's 224-400-6273. Dex, what is going on, and how are you tonight?
Hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing pretty good.
So we got some pretty good submissions this week, I would have to say. Again, a lot of people are getting used to submitting. Have you noticed that, obviously a lot of people now know how to do it? You're getting probably less questions on how to get their videos on.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty easy. If you just go to our website at marfooglenews.com, there's a link at the top in the menu. If you're on your phone, hit that little hamburger menu. And if you're on your computer, it'll be right up there at the top. It says play my video. And if you submit it there, the easiest thing to do is to make sure it's uploaded to YouTube. That way it's easy for us to play it. If you put it in another format, that can make things challenging. But yes, we're getting lots of folks sharing great content that there is their own content. That's what we need, is something that is yours, not someone else's.
I always forget to let them know about the actual tab. Again, thank you for reminding folks. This is where you can go, and it actually says it has categories. So UFO sighting, obviously you can put strange skies, any kind of number of things. And then if you have a suggestion of a category we should add, please let us know. Yeah, let us know in your submission, if there's something that we should add. Again, that gives us permission to play it, and therefore we can actually put it on the show. All right, let's get right into it, though. We do have some news related around this. Obviously, I put out a big alert that was specifically for you guys to share over on Marfoogle News. If you have not been over on the other channel, Marfoogle News has short-form videos that you can share. That was a warning about the grid. Now, you might think, you might be new and say, oh, this is just YouTube. Well, YouTube is actually where most people get their hardcore information, and we want to make sure that when we give you information that it's backed up, or it is not going to, lead you the wrong way. So that's why we actually attach all of our sources and things like this. But on top of that, we have shown you pieces of the puzzle for now 3 years. So I hope that most people understand that. If you're new, ask anybody around you about our track record. We don't have a million things we've called, because we don't try to call things unless we know for sure. That way, if we do say something, we actually hope that people will listen. So if you haven't seen that video, remember to over to Marfoogle News. It's the last video on there. It is definitely an important one. That is talking about, of course, how Black Start was accessed. That is the U.S. program on how to restore our power grid after it was, say, down. So if they did access and knew everything about it, then they would know how to keep it down. This is why I'm asking everyone to prepare. War in space would be a catastrophe. It says a return to rules-based cooperation is the only way to keep space peaceful. It says that in 2019, U.S. President DT declared, quote, space is the new conflict-fighting domain. This followed the creation of the U.S. Space Force and commitment to American dominance in outer space. It says other spacefaring nations and those who fear the acceleration of an arms race in space were greatly concerned. At the latest meeting of the United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Uses of Outer Space, states noted with alarm that, quote, preventing conflicts in outer space and preserving outer space for peaceful purposes is more necessary than ever. Of course, saying that this is one of the most important things on the docket right now. It says the election of JB, of course, the President E. It says as the next U.S. president and Kamala Harris as VP suggests that there is cause for hope. The future of space may look more like a recent launch of NASA's SpaceX Crew 1 mission to the International Space Station. On board were U.S. and Japanese astronauts who joined Russian and U.S. crew already living aboard the ISS. So basically, it's all peachy keen. It's flowers, dandies, ponies, and it's all countries holding hands like a Disney ride going up to the space station. That's how it's going to be, of course, if we get the right elect. Yeah, apparently. Holding hands, It's a small, small world. It's a small, small world. Pass me the chips. I don't think so. What do you guys think? I'm going to go over to the chat and say hi again, and then we're going to talk about NASA warns of asteroid almost as big as the Eiffel Tower heading towards Earth. And again, this is not a scary thing because it's, 2 days ago, it's the asteroid the size of a mega shark. The day before that, it's the asteroid the size of of Ant-Man in his largest size. I mean, they're just getting desperate for names for sizes there. They always say it's the size of something. It's an asteroid the size of an asteroid. I've never seen that one. I don't know why. It says the new year has been ushered in by quite a few of NASA's curious alarms, which some of them even appear to correlate with Nostradamus' dramatic predictions from the 16th century. We'll talk about that here in a minute. All right, let's go over to the chat. It looks like we already have a bunch of people in here. Thank you, Dale Harris, for popping in early. It says, what up? I just got paid. I think that's what it says. Redhead with Dreads, thank you so much for pledging over on Patreon. That is really appreciated. Again, thank you. You are one of two this week, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. Janelle Hellard says, never get on chat, but listen daily. Well, thank you, Janelle. I appreciate your support, and seriously awesome. By the way, Dex, on the next main show, we should that quick video over on news. We should shout out those super chats because people did them, and of course that was meant to be a short show.
Yeah, I'll grab them for you, and we can put them in, and they're in the ticker. But yeah. Okay.
All right. Perfect. Let's see here. I Love Dachshund says, hey, Marf and Dex, love the show. Well, thank you, Love Dachshunds. We've got beagles. We've got all sorts of I love dog name here screen names, and I love them all. I love you guys. Seriously, thank you for being at every single show. Unicorn Forest, Real Angie. We've got Ludafisk. What is going on? Black Swan Real has followed. Thank you. Texas Rob 49 says, thank you, mods, for being awesome. Thank you, Rob, for recognizing them. And then Jammer 1 says, helping build our new home. Oh, that is awesome. Holy moly. EOD Vet starts off the show with a ninjet. I had to scroll back to see that. EOD, seriously, says, Happy New Year, Fugle fam. keep on rocking in the free world. And EOD, you know that you're already on that list, so you don't even have to do that. So that is really cool. Thank you, EOD Vet. That is really appreciated. That's the highest compliment over on DLive, so thank you so much. The Saxon, thank you. Sam Quigg, the Badger, Johnson, it's nice to see you, and thank you for gifting out Marfia badges over there as well. In a second here, we'll go over to the general chat, but first, as far as these huge asteroids go, again, this is desensitizing us to asteroids just period. If you haven't noticed, there is a new article almost every single day with the NEO, which is fine. We've got tons of harmless NEOs. But again, it's not going to be that way forever. I do believe that there is something headed towards us, and some of you may think that that is something that you may believe in, a different big body that is coming our way. But I don't know. But what I do know is that they have, we've seen this go up and up and up and up, and we actually have the stats to prove that. So what is really going on here, and why did all of this stuff come together? Speaking of SpaceX and why everything put all of these things started taking off. I did want to point this out last show, and I'm going to show you right now. This is freaky because if you have followed my channel for a long time, if you guys remember when YouTube went out last year, maybe it was a year and a half ago, there was a huge rumor and there was 50 videos on it. In fact, I'll search moon, YouTube, why YouTube went down, and moon, and watch what you get. Let's see here. YouTube, let's see here. YouTube down, and it starts to make sense in a second here. Moon. So what you get is a list of videos. And actually, it looks like, so it says YouTube down, full story. You see how it has the moon and anonymous and things like that? It looks like they actually wiped a lot of these. That is really weird. In fact, see, look, real reason for total shutdown of YouTube. It says, why did YouTube go down? And it shows a meteor hitting the moon. Of course, maybe I put it down. YouTube shut down. Moon impact. So there was a ton of videos right around the same time. And again, one of my videos was actually, it was about 304,000, and then somebody else did a video as well that was about that. What was it? Drama, or what is that guy's name? Drama Alert even did a video on it because everybody was talking about it. Again, this was a big deal. Here's mine, 330,000 views. Again, and that was talking about, well, shoot, we can actually just play it real quick. This is really old. This is actually October 16th, 2018. So this is 2 years ago. In fact, more than that, I think. Let's see here. Let's unmute this. Let's go here. Nope, maybe it's just the volume. So, I'm saying that the moon was going to be hit, and this is something whatever, and then it was posted, and it started going viral to a tweet. It wasn't up and running. This was freaky. So the entire world just had an outage of YouTube. I will have to be honest, when I first checked YouTube, I was trying to... By the way, this was the first ever time that YouTube ever went down like this. And it didn't just go down remotely, it went down across the world. This is... See, now we actually think that this is normal because it's happened so often. And what's funny, 2 years ago, this was such a shock. Everybody went to Twitter. People flooded the site. It was the only thing people could talk about because it didn't just go out in, the U.S., it went down worldwide. Watch a video, and it just said error 404, then it said error 500. And to be honest, I thought I was deleted. In fact, I tried both channels. It was deleted. And then I tried even a third really old channel that I had, and it wasn't up and running. So I thought, man, did I get in trouble for having to channels. I'm thinking all this stuff internally. I restart my phone. I read forums, and it says, reset your cache. And then I get these emails. And what ended up happening is I linked to a tweet. I saw that Jordan Sather posted saying, YouTube is down for anybody else. He had over like 750 responses or 750 likes, and just a whole page of people from England, Canada, all over the world with their internet down.
Mind you, at this point, I didn't know that the entire world went down. So I was. This was seconds after it came back.
So then I go over Twitter, Dabu, all of these people, Unirock, all these people are tweeting that they are totally down. Then I'm getting all these emails. I get 3 different emails saying that this is some sort of military op, and I'm like, whatever. And I'm still thinking, man, maybe this is them resetting it for like a new adpocalypse algorithm, whatever else. Then I get matching emails, and you guys can help me on this one. Somebody said that there was a video of somebody in uniform saying that the moon was going to be hit, and this is something whatever, and then it was posted and it started going viral. It hit trending, so it was on one of the main pages. It had hundreds of thousands of views before all of this happened. And my only thought is even if it's not that, what if a national secret gets out onto YouTube? What would they do? You would think that the government would literally have them quarantine it, shut it down, and delete any kind of information that got out. We have not seen, like, say if Edward Snowden came out and said something or leaked another document that was completely undue for. With the amount of people that have screencasting that can actually copy videos, paste it to a new channel, they would have to basically shut the whole thing down and basically eradicate it. So I don't know what happened, but this is huge. At least some reports are saying 80%. Some are saying the entire world. Some people, now it's, of course, after about an hour. Actually, it looks like about an hour and a half. I took a screenshot, and it looked like there were only 10 reports 45 minutes into it, and the outage map only showed a couple places in the U.S. But when you went to Twitter, you saw every place, Ohio, and I believe Nevada. So like the number 1, 2, 3, 4 spot, they usually have a hashtag, and it was saying that our moon was in danger. Now, I cannot confirm that, and that's why I'm asking you guys to help me. As far as getting 3 matching emails, and then getting other emails saying that it was some sort of military op, I can say this at least. The emails saying it was a military op are from normal people, or at least people I don't know personally. So it wasn't my source, it wasn't somebody that... I haven't even talked to my guys yet. So I will presidential alert. I did 1 video since then. I had 3 letters just, messaged him. It's not like he messaged me back.
So again, what this video was, this is something that I believe also happened, and there's still epic things said about this. That a military gentleman was in front of the camera saying all of this stuff, and it just went viral instantly. It was on trending right after he was live. It was in the 300,000 view. I mean, this took 4 or 5 days to get to that, whereas him. This was 300,000 in 35 minutes or something. And then all of a sudden, all of the internet shut down. Everybody was sharing it. This is what everybody was saying. And it wasn't me. I mean, everybody was saying this, that the gentleman wasn't saying that the moon got hit, because that comes into play here in a minute. Basically, what happened is a couple people that just wanted views, they had no subscribers, they just wanted attention. They posted videos of the moon actually getting impacted, or some old video, and they posted it as new and said, this is what it was. Who knows? Maybe it was the government trying to make it look like that was what they were talking about. But they posted an old video that was a year old of something hitting the moon, when that wasn't even the story. So somebody who didn't even know what really actually happened just said, this is what they're all talking about, and posted those videos. And then everybody's like, oh, that's a year old, that's stupid. What they said was this military guy said he was frantic, and he ended up, somebody's trying to bang down the door as he's saying it, and he's saying, our moon is in danger, that our moon is going to get hit. It's not us. He said, we're not the ones who are going to get hit. It's the moon. And when that moon gets hit, when the moon is destroyed, we're going to be screwed. So they're trying to stop that any way possible. They don't want this out, blah, blah, blah. And then YouTube gets shut down across the world. It was the first time ever. The only other, and then that was NZ event. That happened, and that was the only other time that they altered all of YouTube. So it's like, what did they do in the NZ event? They wiped it from the internet. So there's a lot of weird stuff. But why this matters is there's a lot of weird stuff. So when you put together that Russia's trying to put a laser on the moon, China's trying to put material on the dark side of the moon, all of these countries are trying to get to the moon. What if they're trying to put a defense system on the moon? They are already talking about putting missiles and defense systems on the moon. So that's why I'm bringing this up. And then even check this out. There's even a movie coming out, because I believe in predictive programming, and I'm sorry, there's never been a story like this that I've seen, really, at least a big one like this. Maybe it's Meteor Moon. Let's see here. There's a movie coming out. Yeah, it is Meteor Moon. And I just thought this was, nobody's ever kind of talked about this. Let's see here. Look at this picture. This is a movie that's coming out, and it's on demand, but it's a theater movie, and it says survival is a long shot. And in this case, the moon is getting hit, not the Earth, but then that is going to send the moon either towards us, or if we lose it, then it completely screws up our life on Earth. So I wanted to bring that up. It's an old thing, but again, it's something that I have never forgotten. I have not forgotten about the other stuff that was going on. As far as the asteroids and things like this, they're desensitizing us to it. And you guys know, most of you know my views on this. So I just wanted to remind you of that, and it is good to go through some of my old videos because, as you may know, we have over 500 active and retired military. When we had our Discord up, we had them all communicating, and we knew we had tons of stuff coming out before it came out. And that's not me, that's our groups. So they get the credit. Now, Disclosed TV says, NOAA forecasters say there is a chance of a G1 class geomagnetic storm on the 6th. What are the odds there? It says when a double CME that erupted on January 2nd likely strikes Earth's magnetic field. Remember, we only have 2 days. Yesterday was actually the anniversary of Soleimani getting taken out. So luckily there was no huge crazy thing that happened yesterday. Some people think that there is all sorts of chatter of either something going down on the 6th. Of course, you've got everything else that's going down on the 6th. Millions and millions of people are going to Washington, D.C. A lot of craziness is going on right now. Not to mention the speech that was right before this show from our president actually spoke as if it was pretty confident that basically they were going to be staying in. So who knows? Reading the Gospel, thank you so much for your massive support. Same with Grace for You Too. It says, prep and pray, Fugel fam. Thanks, Adam, Dex, and Mods for keeping it real. Love you guys. Well, thank you, and thank you, Grace for You Too. What do you guys think about the geomagnetics? Should we get Wages World on tomorrow? I think we should. We will try to grab Wages World and have him talk, because obviously I'm not an expert in this stuff, and I don't spend a ton of time doing it. But it looks like we have something heading towards Earth. Speaking of which, you can actually protect yourself against any kind of CME. If you have not looked into it before, you should look into it now. What am I talking about? Well, it's an EMP shield. EMP Shield is an actual product. Not only the company is working with the government, now they are actually contracted after the EMP Resilience Report came out just 2 years ago. In fact, it was right around the same time as that video. that they signed the report, or actually the EMP resilience report came out and said that every single American needs 6 months to a year of food and water. That is because they believe that there is a high probability of someone trying to attempt a EMP or basically a blackout on our grid. So if you have not checked this out, again, it is urgent, again, that you study up on this, because obviously the DHS is even suggesting you do so. Go to marfugelnews.com/EMP. Again, that's marfugelnews.com/EMP. Even if you don't go through us, you can go through them separately. You can go through a different creator. I highly recommend getting one. It makes it, it protects you against all three phases of an EMP. So, grounds the signal before it can fry your stuff. Can't really get much better than that. Not to mention you can get it for almost everything that has a motor or an engine or power, including your solar system. All right. And then remember, the number to call is 2244-00-MARF. It looks like we do have...
I got the chats you were looking for. Those, but at the same time, I just want to let people know we got a couple lines open. So if anybody has an unidentified sighting or a story they want to share along those lines, call in. Now is the time to get through.
Okay, perfect. And then again, the number is 2244-00-MARF. Let's pull in the first caller here. Let me see. Let me get this over here. All right. And thank you. Again, from the last show from Marfugel News, Zippy Moons, thank you so much again for your support. Looks like you didn't say anything there. Lisa K, remember to prep for your pets too, and if you can, have some extra for family and neighbors. Lisa K, thank you. Awesome. Josh Cole says, thank you, Marfugel and Dex, for all you do. Team Brave New World says, good work, guys. This is my screen name, Shannon. Thank you, says, basically just, I think, a super sticker there. Doc Bill, the Congressional Committee planning JB's swearing-in ceremonies canceled the traditional inaugural luncheon to honor the new prez and vice prez. Canceled. Jeez. Again, craziness. Kind of like our virtual Space Needle fireworks. That was horrible. And a lot of people thought it was real, sadly enough. Doc Bill, thank you again. Zippy Moons, hello D-Live crew. And then we've got Doc Bill, could hackers have obtained nuclear secrets? CV-19 vaccine data. Blueprints for next generation weapon system. Who knows? Roach to go says peace, love, and joy to everyone. Thank you. Those, again, were from the last video that we did out over on news, and we did not call any of those out. So thank you guys. Okay. And... okay. And it looks like they're trying to get them on. In the meantime, I'm actually going to go through and go to the next one. So remember, you need to call in 2244-00-MARF, press option 4. Sometimes people have issues actually getting that, getting through to that system, and then they accidentally push the wrong button and exit themselves out. 3 missions to prepare to explore Mars and other space news to expect in 2021. So it says, again, so I wanted to summarize this because it is a longer article here, but they wanted to talk about Hayabusa, the Juno mission, and the OSIRIS-REx. Let's see here. Okay. Well, 2020 may have derailed and delayed some scientific plans due to the pandemic. It says 2021 still promises to be a year of science, quote, the likes of which we have rarely seen. That's the way they're putting it. According to Thomas Zurbuchen, Associate Administrator of NASA's Science Mission Directorate, multiple missions will explore Mars, new telescopes will begin observations, and plans are underway to return humans to the moon by 2024. That 2024 date comes up a lot. It says that Parker Solar Probe will make its next close approach to the sun in January. The OSIRIS-REx mission will begin its 2-year return journey to Earth after successfully collecting samples of near-Earth asteroid Bennu. So that was actually our mission, not Japan's. In fact, Japan was getting samples of Ryugu, and now OSIRIS-REx is bringing back its samples of Bennu. So they're all doing these asteroid missions. Ask yourself why, and ask yourself what they need to do that for. It says, and scientists will explore and study samples returned from asteroid Ryugu by Japanese Hayabusa 2. It says, well, the event that's going on right now that we're all wearing face diapers will likely delay the launch of Progress for some missions. It says others remain on track, especially those in space. Here's what else we can expect in 2021. It's true that 2020 was the year of multiple missions launching to Mars. China's Tianwen-1 and the United Arab Emirates Hope Probe and NASA's Perseverance rover. And 2021 will likely be the year of new discoveries on Mars. It says the 3 missions took advantage of an alignment between Mars and Earth that occurs every 26 months, allowing for quicker and more efficient trips when the 2 planets are on the same side of the sun. It says all 3 should arrive at Mars in February. The Hope probe will go into orbit around Mars, marking the first time the UAE has orbited the red planet. The probe will stay in orbit for a Martian year, equivalent to 687 days on Earth, to gather data about Mars' atmosphere. It says Tianwen, I think that's Tianwen, whose name means Quest for Heavenly Truth, is China's first mission to Mars. The probe will orbit the planet before landing a rover on the surface. It says with the hope that it can gather important information about the Martian soil, geological structure, environment, atmosphere, and signs of water. So, by the way, Dex, again, it looks like that caller dropped. We do have Blessed in a Bad Life up, but I do want to remind folks, again, we had 2 people accidentally drop out. So, no big deal. I know that people try for weeks and the phone systems, again, get overloaded, and then sometimes people drop out. So I do apologize. But again, it's a late show, so it's easier for you to get in. But make sure if you do get in, don't get excited and push the wrong button. 1 second here, though. I do want to pull this up. Let's see here. All right. Maui Racing Realtor. Okay, I'm glad that you guys are there. Yes. Wages World. Okay, cool. Let's see here. All right. So we'll take our next caller in a second here, but I do want to go over to this. Hold on. So Dex, this article actually talks about all of the different missions that were going on, and honestly, it was like every single country just started doing this all of a sudden. I wonder if people are gonna start realizing like why it's all been rushed, why this has all started.
Hey Adam, yeah, it's kind of interesting what's going on with all of the stuff sort of coming together at the same time.
Did you catch the Chinese, the quote, Quest for Heavenly Truth? Can you remember what China said about the whole, what is it, the heavenly order of why they want to be number one above the U.S. and everything else? What is it? It's
called...
I
can't remember the name of it, but it's basically like, think of it as a calling from God. Like they have this order that's told them that they have to, control the earth or be the strongest or something like that. There's a term for it in the from the government, from their culture, if you want to say, that sort of dictates that.
I wanted to say it was like a code. That it was like a heavenly code, or in fact, I'll go over to the chat. Do you guys remember what the Chinese called it? It was called like the heavenly code or heavenly honor, Something like that. I've talked about it on the show a million times. But if you know it, put it in the chat. We've got Roygan Foich. I haven't seen that name before. London, a history person. Year of the Ox in February. Harry the Rabbit. What's going on? Canon 8. Ryan Wilson. Yoga is false god worship. I guess some of the positions would be. Barefoot Lass. Thank you so much. D Live Wood. We've got Eric Pelletier. Planet sure needs a cleanup. Heavenly Call. And the president, Xi Jinping, he actually talks about it. In fact, I've covered it. I cannot believe I can't remember it, but the only order the Chinese has ever listened to is no. Mandate of Heaven. Oh, Lady Lexi, great job. That is exactly what it is. The Mandate of Heaven. And they are supposed to be number one. That's why there's a lot of freaky stuff out there. He said it was a mandate of heaven for him to be the president for the rest of his life, but it was also a mandate of heaven that they be number one in the world. And they said he's told his military that we will be, and that soon we will run the planet. So, thank you, Lady Lexi. Awesome job. Arc 777, Lee Ann S. What is going on? George Washington. Honored for you to be here, George Washington. Wow. J-Star Oregon. It says Oregon here. Ride the buzz. Like to drop off the Obamas at the White House just after coffee every morning. Oh, no. Why did I read that? Oh, gosh. All right, let's get back into it. We have a caller now, and they are in Blessed Bad Life. Is that what it is? Or did I read that wrong? Blessed in a Bad Life from Ohio. Dex, if you want to bring them in, you can.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, how are you doing? Blessed in a Bad Life. So you saw some orbs in a skylight light up.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Basically, I'm 34 now, and I was 17 when this happened. And the location, I'm not near there anymore, so I'm not afraid of giving it out. The location, for anybody who knows this area, was Centralia, West Virginia. Basically, I was on a dirt road in the middle of the woods in a holler by the tracks. And what happened when we were out there was because my cousin had just gotten married, and her husband's like, oh, there's no ghost around here. And we had seen a lot of unexplained things as kids. So we're like, okay, buddy, we'll take you out. So we take him out down the dirt road, and we pull over by the tracks where we had seen a lot of things. And we'd seen, like, ghost headlights. We thought they were ghosts. Maybe it wasn't at that time. We couldn't explain it. But basically, when we parked there, we were sitting in the quiet, and there was no street lights or nothing there. It's pure woods. And we were sitting by the tracks, and all of a sudden, over on the other side of the road where we were standing, there's like a ditch line by where the tracks were. These orbs started forming. And then they started forming from the ground, and there was probably, 30 or 40 of them. And then they started to kind of move upwards like they were forming something. And before we could react to that, one lit up in the sky. And even then, I didn't even think about it being an alien, because we just really didn't talk about that back then. And I looked up, and this one was pretty huge. And I would say, like, from what the moon looks like to us down here, like the size of the moon from what we see, it was kind of like that size, but maybe 2 or 3 times smaller. And it went up above our head. And I'm like, we're getting out of here. We literally pulled a Bible out in the car because we were that afraid. We stormed back up the holler, but we weren't able to go that fast because it was literally a really rough, bumpy back road. So basically, we had to go back up the hill and then down to the farm where I lived at, because they were staying with us. And that orb that was in the sky followed us all the way back to the farm. We come almost sliding into the driveway, my aunt and uncle come running down like, what the heck are y'all doing? And we ran into the door, and when we looked back out the door, it was kind of hovering above the field. And then it just disappeared. Left.
I can totally relate to what you said, though, about being, just freaked out and grabbing a Bible. I was younger, but my sister was, 18 and her friends were 18, 19, and I snuck out with them when I was like 13 or 12, and we went to cemeteries, and we had some freaky experiences. We were talking about poisonous bugs, and my sister looks over, and there's a yellow and black caterpillar that was, obviously bright yellow and bright black, which says like poisonous, and it was crawling on her hand. As we run out of the cemetery, we were so freaked out, we went out. Both my sister and her friends watched stop as we left what they call the 13 steps of hell. And we were so freaked out, we ran until we were at our house. And it's that feeling where you think something is right behind you all the way to the door. And we grabbed a Bible. I believe my sister even asked my mom to like pray for us and to rebuke the demons. So I get you. You were probably scared too, 17 years old out in a holler, with a couple of friends.
Yeah.
That is freaky.
And my cousin would have been about, she's 4 years old, like 21, 22. Her and her husband was in the front seat. I wasn't driving. I was in the back seat. So I actually watched this thing follow us all the way back. And I'm in the back glass of the car with the Bible going, drive faster. Because it freaked me out. But even as much as that said, that didn't say anything, remotely of what a ghost encounter you would think would be. But still, I didn't recollect it. I'm like, did we just see a spaceship? It didn't cross my mind until I got older, and then I'm like, holy crap.
Well,
I think I have an alien encounter.
At 17, it could have been your dad with a fishing pole and a flashlight trying to scare you out of hanging out with boys and cars, but who knows? I believe you, though, and out there is where all this stuff happens. It's always out in the woods, it's out in the holler, or it's out where, it's clear skies. That's freaky. Well, thank you for sharing your story, Blessed in a Bad Life. Again, it was great to have you on the show, and you've called in before. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, one time that time was about Alexa. But, I'm sure maybe West Virginia prepared mine. She might know exactly where that location is since she lives in West Virginia. By the way, shout out. And love you, Fugle fam. Shout out to Kishara. I've talked to her about aliens and stuff, too. And just keep your head on a swivel.
I love West Virginia as far as I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. And then believe that's where Ryan Upchurch just got a house. And he's been doing videos from there. And I thought, man, that just looks like a cool place where you have one in the place where he lives in West Virginia. You've got the one store, the one, non-corporate store that's, a grocery store owned by Ma and Pa, one hardware store, one little shop. Those are the kind of places I want to live. Well, thank you so much. You have a great night. Is that how it is?
It was Braxton County, West Virginia.
Oh, awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for calling in. Blessed in a Bad Life. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Dex. Dex, there is a couple more things here. We're going to play some videos here now, and then we will get the other callers on.
Yeah, and the video, make sure each of the videos, Adam, the description's below it on our website.
And just real quick, because this can be super quick, how to watch the 2021 Quadrantid meteor shower light up the sky this weekend. I wish we had multiple people on audio. Does anybody remember being a meteor shower every week? Dex, do you remember having meteor showers every single week?
No, I remember you might hear one or two a year. Maybe there's more because you weren't paying attention, but not every. It seems like every week there's something.
It seems weird to me. Eric Pelletier says, wish I could more. No worries. Thank you for doing it the last show. Survival Living, thanks again for the updated warning, Adam. Prepping is insurance, fam. It's not insanity. Be safe, be prepped, be aware. Survival Living, absolutely. It is insurance, and people get insurance on everything else. Why don't you have insurance on your body and your food? That's what's stupid. Dale Harris, that's a good way to put it, too, and I forget to say that. And I used to say that all the time. Let's see here. Dale Harris, thank you. Cindy Moore says, blessings to everyone. Happy 2021. It's weird even saying 21, but thank you, Cindy Moore. That is so much appreciated, and thank you for being here. You've been here, 3 years now? Jack Talcott says, convince our leaders global secrets must end. Global debt can be forgiven. Workers' rights for every job ends wage slavery and conflicts. Truth is God. Jack Talcott, thank you so much, and great comment. Walt, thank you so much for your support tonight. Eric Peltier says, as I told you today that I love you all. Or have I told you today that I love you all? Eric, that is awesome. Walt, hi Marv, keep doing God's work, longtime listener. And then Sue, thank you, Walt. Sue Keith Ministry says, fulfilled prophecy proves the Bible is true. Start reading the book of Luke. And then Walt again, thank you so much. Leanne S. says, did you all know Jesus Christ loves you and hope is in him? While the things of this world are scary, you can trust your eternity to him. Quoting John 3:16 there. And then Z-Dub the Revealing, of course, says, been with you since 2016, different names, Alan Z and Z-Dub. I do remember that. And I think I saw you the second you changed it to the Revealing. Says, remember the show you did in the car with Mrs. Marv? That was real and awesome. Invite her to join the live. She's got game. She's ready. Have grandma babysit. LOL. Happy New Year. You actually remember. That's exactly what was going on. Thank you, Z-Dub. It's so nice to have you back. K. Wright, Marf and Dex, great work needs to be acknowledged. Praying for all WWG1 WGA. It says, brace yourself for what's ahead. God's got this. Thank you, K. Wright, and that is incredibly appreciated. All right, we're going to play some videos here. These are all viewer-submitted videos, and if you want to access them, you can go to our website, marfugelnews.com. Of course, on the main page here, to show you, you can actually go and click on the thumbnail. It's very easy to navigate. Of course, at the very top, it has all of the shows. This one is that alert. That is almost at 40,000 views in just 20 hours or something like that. So not even a full day. So thank you all for sharing this out. That means that people are seeing it because that's on the other channel. That's on Marfugel News, not on Marfugel TV, which you are on now. And then right in front of you, hidden in plain sight. When you click on that, you'll access all the videos. Of course, you click on it, and then boom, you get this right here. Right in front of you. All right, so not to mention all of the articles as well. All right, the first one is Traffic Everywhere. It says the seventh direction. The story below it says, recorded with cell phone from security camera display. Recognize ground traffic lights on I-10, but haven't had a clue about the lights from the air traffic, and there's lots of air traffic. Huh. Okay, let's go full screen here.
Holidays.
Hold on.
To ensure that these reforms get done in the defense authorization bill.
Congressman, great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Another full-scale lockdown that would come right after Christmas. And other states, notably California, have a lockdown in place as well.
What great audio, just like random clips of news. Which is just so... Okay, so this is weird. So if you see... Now, this isn't the best quality because you're obviously recording it from surveillance onto a phone. So she's holding up the phone to the screen showing the surveillance. But it is weird because these items are like floating there. So it would be really cool if we could help them figure out how to get us the original video. These ones are all just floating there. And if this is above Interstate 10, does that make sense? Does anybody know what this is shot from? You can see the obvious kind of mountains there. I don't know. It is a little bit harder for me to understand this one because I'm not from there. Okay, thank you. That was, again, The Seventh Direction. The Seventh Direction. And then this is December 28. That is the title of the video, and it says, April Fierce Family, G2G. Let's see here.
What is that?
Or what?
There's two of them.
Oh, really?
There's two of them. What is that?
How do you see two? They're like two lines.
There's two lines.
Hey, Mommy.
How's that a jet, though? It's going down.
Whoa! Isn't that weird how everybody keeps saying they're going down?
Yeah.
Manage it. Great, try and grab them.
There's two next to each other. I don't know what that is. That's a lot of smoke, though.
Yeah, it is.
What is that? See, I've seen videos of this before a lot.
And she watches, so it's probably on our show. Everybody's been submitting these.
Wait, hold on. That is huge. Yes.
Really?
There's two separate things that are producing that and something in the middle.
Mommy, go down.
Hold on, let me just get a couple minutes of this and then I'll send it to Mr. MB333.
Ah, whack.
What is that?
That's okay. Hey, we showed it.
Planes don't do that, though, do they?
When she said, Mr. I'm like, ah.
Okay.
They can't do what?
I don't think they make that smoke in that big of a line. There's like...
I know, I see it. Usually...
You can't even see the plane. That is super weird.
There's two of them.
Oh, really?
There's
One
two
of
them.
One of them is even ahead of the other.
What is that?
So it looks more like an object, possibly.
There's
or
two lines.
it could be the plane at an angle. But here's the thing. This looks a little bit less like some of the stuff we've seen than others we've seen as far as an object falling and burning. But all of the videos that are getting submitted, and some of these are amazing. First time that anyone has ever seen them is right here on this show, have been straight down. And it's really weird. Some of it is burning up in the sky. We saw a video like this 2 weeks ago or 2 Unidentified Fridays ago. And that one, you could clearly see it all of a sudden. I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then it lit on fire. And that just blew my mind. If you guys remember just a couple weeks ago, we had 3 or 4 videos so far just like this. What is that? Don't know. Of course, you can say, a skeptic's going to say, oh, it's just a plane. And what's even crazier is when it doesn't leave a mark all the way and it doesn't leave that. Isn't that funny that that's actually rare now? That's like, whoa, why isn't it leaving a thing that turns into the sky? Just saying. It's weird. Susan Donahue. thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and thank you. Either way, though, whether if you show up or not, you are always shouted out because you have been here for so long. You've been at almost every show. I do appreciate it. With many thanks and much love, Susan Donahue, thank you, and thank you. Eric Pelletier from Canada, from Canada, says, let's all mob love. Well, let's all mob love Marfoogle News on all platforms. Thank you. That's awesome. That was Spanish for love mob. Okay, used to be Stylism Psycher. I remember, Eric. Actually, I remember Psycher. I didn't remember Stylisms, but I did remember Psycher. And then Susan Donahue, thank you again. K. Wright, thank you. You guys are amazing. Can't ask for better fans. Okay, let's go. Let's see here. And if you don't want to be tracked or traced, just real quick, marfugglenews.com/eDeck. I don't understand, why more people don't know about these. Again, this is a Faraday bag for your devices, or basically this is a way not to be tracked. Once you put your phone, your fobs, your keys, or your devices, your tablets, it is off grid. So if you wanted to travel somewhere and guarantee that your phone's not going to tell somebody where you're at or where you're going, this would be the way to do it. In fact, you may pretty much go off grid. marfugglenews.com/eDeck with the savings code Marfoogle to get an extra discount as well. All right, let's go back to the videos here. That is a trip. Okay, let's stop that one. And then our next video is Planet by the Moon on 12/28. So this was also December 28th. Lots of weird stuff on December 28th. So this one actually doesn't have sound at all, so hold on. It says Planet Beside the Moon? Question mark. I couldn't see it with my eyes, only visible with the camera. What's weird is the lens flare is here. Okay, that is kind of weird. That does not look like a lens flare. The lens flare is right here. Wait a second. The lens flare is two objects, so that's a light source as well, right? I don't know. That actually is that's actually kind of weird. Because wouldn't it be two flares if there's two light sources? That means it's a reflection of what it's seeing, and it's seeing two light sources. Huh. Maybe I'm tripping. Eric Peltier says, LOL, where was my echo on Canada? What do you guys think about this? The actual lens flare is what trips me out about this one, because it's showing like it's flaring from two different objects. All right. Anyways, I'll go over to the chat, the general chat, so we can see everybody. It says, haha. Texas 49 says, lots of disagreement in the chat. Have we turned into the Congress? Don't argue. Okay, so you can fight. You can disagree with each other, but here's the thing. If people are starting to get negative, that's when the mods end up stepping in. Don't put other people down because they believe something different. We have all religions. That's why, again, don't push your religion onto somebody else. If you want to be positive and say what beautiful things you believe in, then that's great. But again, We don't put anybody down here. Agree to disagree, amen, and a woman. Oh my gosh. The truth is out there. Ugh. So I just saw a snippet of that. Apparently somebody, I think it was Congress. Dex, do you know who said that? Was it in a Congress meeting that the person said amen and then said and a woman? Did you hear about that, Dex?
Hey, I did hear about a prayer in the Congress, and that they ended it with a man, and then they said a woman.
Does that not make doesn't that like not make sense though? Because it's
amen. Well, no, it doesn't, because amen has nothing to do with gender and means so, quote unquote, so be it. So when you're saying amen, you're saying so be it, and there is no such thing as a woman as a whole word. So there is a woman separated, but yeah, makes no sense. It's absolutely just, if I was going to, go to the lab and leave a specimen, I wouldn't leave a specimen either.
Yeah, that's just weird to me. Why are anything with the word men in it is actually people are arguing about and turning into a whole new thing. As far as they don't want. What was it? It was a big company. It was a big news organization that said they were going to spell it with a Z or something. They were going to spell something. Women. Oh, that's right. They were spelling women with a Z instead of an E or something like that. Or an X instead of an E. So it was Wimexin or something. So it wouldn't have men in woman. I was just like, what is wrong with this whole world? Ed Brown, thank you so much for your support. You can always write a message there. You know that, though. You've been here a long time. Thank you for your continued support. That was weird. Planet by the Moon. What a weird world we live in. Cloaked craft in the skies above Milton Keynes, England. All right, let's check it out.
Hi, thanks for watching my video. I'm doing this video simply because on Saturday, which was the 30th of November 2019, I decided to check out the sky local to me in the daytime with the infrared binoculars, see if I could spot any of the cloaked craft that were in the area. And to my surprise, I believe I did catch something this time round. I did catch them at night, which is easier to see, but in the daytime they are a little bit more harder to find. However, I'm not an expert on Photoshop or that type of thing. I have the videos available. I've no idea how to go onto Photoshop or any other piece of software to sort of add any filters that may help me highlight the areas I'm looking at. So I'm just going to run through 3 captured images to give an indication of what I've seen in the sky, say this past weekend. So this is one here. As you can see, we've got a sort of a right angle type situation going on there. I thought there was something in the sky, so I'm just going to go to adjustments here, and I think go to variations. Yep, variations it is. I'll just bring that over to the screen so you can see that. So these is showing you in different colors and shades, etc. You can definitely see sort of straight angles in some of these here, which suggests it's a bit not natural from that point of view. So if I press this and go darker, you can see as we go darker, each of these shows a different sort of colour and aspect of it, and highlights it more or less, which is all very interesting, but it doesn't exactly explain what any of this is. So if I cancel that and go on to to the next one.
Oh, I
Here
see
we
it.
have something you probably can't see too much with that particular image there, but in the image there is a triangular boomerang type craft in the sky.
I see
It is cloaked, so you can just about make it out because it's imitating the sky behind it and around it. What I'll do is if I go to image,
Especially right here.
Use variations again. You can probably see it better. Here you can definitely see the craft. There it is. People think I'm mad when I talk about these things being there, but there you are. You can clearly see that that is a craft of some sort. So if I just keep clicking the darker side of things, it sort of fades out, come lighter. Again, you can see how in some of the images it stands out more than it does in others, dependent on the colour, etc. on that. But there's certainly something with a right angle there. It looks like a boomerang craft, one of the upgrades from the TR3B, I suspect, that I've seen on some other channels. And then let's look at the third one. Again, can't really see much if you look at it, but there is a sort of right angle here. Again, it's, if you notice the time on these, they're all different times, but all within sort of 5 or 10 minutes of each other. Look at variations on that again. This is quite an interesting image because on this image you can possibly see this right angle here. Now, first thoughts are it looks sort of rectangular, but then when looking...
Sorry, we have to do a limit. I actually got spaced out watching this because I think it's fascinating. And this is, again, kind of what the show was named after, Hidden in Plain Sight. I do believe that we have something, whether it be... I mean, look at the technology that is coming out right now as far as we actually have government technology that is cloaking. There is now cloaking technology. And I bet you that's only the stuff that's declassified. As far as stuff that is classified, that's not crazy. In fact, that is now going to be a realistic thing. That's going to be something real. In these pictures, I do believe in that because with the reflective technology, with where holograms are from or getting, with video cameras, what it would do is it would have to be so fast of a processor, it's videotaping its surroundings from every angle that's visible, and then also at the same time instantly projecting that surface out. That's one way. And they already have come up with that kind of thing. But the problem with that is if you come at it at a different angle, you would be able to see it. But what is advancing is being able to do that from all sides at all times. And no matter how you look at it, it's like taking a 8K television for every single angle to make it work. This is how it was explained to me. And this is what they're doing. This is what they're testing. This is what they're testing for commercial purposes for public. So that's why we know about it. For military, I bet you they have stuff like that. In fact, if you're in the military and if you know stuff like this, don't say anything that will get you in trouble, and I'm sure you wouldn't anyways. If you were around that kind of stuff, then you're probably not going to say something about it on a YouTube channel. But have you seen stuff like this? I remember sound to skull technology. We had that caller in the military back in the 70s or 80s. He described the exact thing that they did, and then I ended up researching into it, and yeah, they had sound to skull technology way back then. And they didn't know about it back then, but now we know about it. Where you only make one person hear something out of a whole room. There's freaky stuff out there. Speaking of freaky stuff and awesome videos, if you guys haven't checked out Jeff P., I've noticed you've actually come to all of, I think you've pretty much been at all the Unidentified Fridays. So I think that's really cool. This is right up your alley as far as these videos and stuff. If you want to watch the rest of this video, who is this, by the way? This is Philip Rivet. Great videos, Philip. I would love to see more from you. Your accent, your voice, I was like content with just watching the whole video. That was a 17-minute video, so obviously we don't have time to play the whole thing, but I was trying to play it in the background as well. I do see things like this when I'm outside, and usually by the time I get my camera out, it's like gone. But in that first one, a couple pictures back, you could see a perfect triangle, and I'm not talking about what he pointed out. Even it was a perfect line. And it doesn't really come out unless you're looking at the whole screen. If you're looking at a phone, you might not see that. Tell Marv to watch my last video and go to 1905. Okay, perfect. I was just about to pull up your channel, so that's actually perfect. If you guys don't know Jeff P is a larger YouTuber here. He's got a lot of people that send him videos as well. Let's see. 45,000 subscribers. If you guys aren't checking out Jeff P, make sure to do so. He does a lot of sun simulators, stuff like that. Halo, Sundog type stuff. Sun halos, moon halos, I'm sure. I'm assuming this is it, Jeff. Okay, let's check this out. And Jeff, I assume I have your permission?
Certainly something hiding in the sky.
Oh, whoa. What in the heck?
We can just about make out.
Oh, that's spooky.
Exposure now. Let's see how that. Again,
wait, that's the
darker. It's still there.
Let me mute that. Check this out. How spooky is that? Could you imagine like a whale? Like, this reminds me of like a whale underwater, or like a shark underwater, and you're looking at the shadow of a shark under your boat. Ugh, creepy. Only that's huge. Look at that. What if there was a mothership just sitting there? Look at that. Oh, whoa. And it stayed this way. Usually the clouds would have moved. It's still got the same structure. And it's gotten closer. Wow, great video, Jeff. I don't know if that's somebody sent that in, or if that was your catch. But either way, good catch. Double eclipse during dark sun halo event. I thought that was more like something hiding there. That was weird. Double eclipse. Okay, so it's right here in 1 second. What is that line? Jeff, a lot of people are asking what they're looking for. 1905 was the marker. Let's see here. I see a line like it's like the moon line that's going over the sun. That's what I see. But then again, that could be, it looks like something trailed through it. And maybe the distortion of the lack of smoke. But it's slowly going down and over the sun. Again, if you don't see anything, that's fine. You can go investigate it yourself. We let you have access to all of the video clips. It's also okay to say that you don't see it. That's fine. All right, and then up next, we have Strange Things in Georgia Sky. Thanks, Jeff B. Again, what we'll do is we'll try to put the description of what we see later on the website. Let me play that one more time. Okay, so that looks like another meteor coming down. You see the line? I think it's a meteor. You can very, very faintly see it. Trying to get a good frame. There's a faint... It looks like a meteor off in the distance coming into the atmosphere. If you... Again, I would definitely look at this video on your device of preference or your TV. You'll be able to see what was under the star, I believe, because it says... On 12/18/2020, before work, I noticed a very large bright light in the sky. It was definitely not a star. I continued to stare at it, trying to figure out what it was in my car. While my car warmed, all of a sudden an orange streak of light comes out of it and starts heading down to the left towards the tree. That's what I saw. It says it looks white on camera, but you can barely see it. It kind of looks like a meteor. That's exactly what I thought. Yeah. I know, I agree. This was Nikki Will. Nikki, I totally believe you. We've gotten so many videos. Your video, of course, as you know, was not like the most incredible quality, but I could see it. And from what I saw, it looks exactly like every other video we're getting, which is not a bad thing. That means everyone, how are so many people catching these meteors coming in? And they're all going straight down, they're burning up, and they're coming in. Why are there so many more? It's just weird. Says, my camera sucks, so it barely picked it up, but at 3 seconds in, you can see pretty good at the right edge of the screen before bouncing around. Wait a second. Wrong one. Now I've got to see at 3 seconds here. Let's see. Right here. See? Here's the... Wait a second. I didn't see that one at first. Now I got to watch it one more time. Okay. So I still think that the only real objects is the star and then this coming down. The thing bouncing around, I think, is the phone. You see it a lot. The first time I saw it on my phone, I actually freaked out. I'm like, whoa, look at it. It's following me. It's following the camera. But it's a weird thing that happens with the tiny sensor in the glass on your phone. But that looks like a meteor. And again, people will go, I don't see anything. That's fine. That one you're going to have to look for yourself on a bigger screen because there's about 3 or 4 frames that you see that. This one says, December 21st, 2020, I filmed this light in the southwestern night sky. It was moving erratically and we couldn't figure out what it was. The video is 7 minutes long. Light shows at 30 seconds.
It's moving. Where?
Probably behind us a little bit.
Down low.
That one?
Real
Already
bright.
love this.
Well, I would rather do this one.
I want to visit the South. I love Southern hospitality, Southern accents.
Oh, well.
Oh, that's moving.
Look at it. Come and look. Look at it in the camera.
Okay. Again.
Isn't it moving?
It looks like it's moving to me.
I hope people are watching. There's a trailer, something coming off of it. Oh, this is a weird one. This isn't like the usual.
Whoa! Look at it moving.
You know what? It actually looks like it has a ring around it.
Yeah, you can in the... Come and look at the camera, Jaden.
Oh, it's going to the right. Going to the right. Going fast. Up and down. Going to the left. Way fast. Stop. Going down. You see it, right?
Yeah. I see it moving though.
Keep watching.
I'm not moving.
It went in a little circle. 2 circles.
Oh, man, you can see the shadow of the roof.
It's dancing all over the place.
Oh, I was looking at the bigger one. I see the smaller one moving.
The
This
smaller
one down
one.
here?
Yeah.
Just over the trees.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
There's an airplane, I think.
I don't know if that's a reference point though.
Oh.
Here's the problem with this is that there's no reference. There's no like trees or line, but also almost thought like, man, is this like a bug? What do you call it? A firefly.
I can't find it. Oh.
Wow.
Shoot.
On my
it's moving big time.
On my 4K monitor, you can see these. To me, it almost looked like, what the Saturn looked like when you totally fully zoomed in on a DSLR, and then take a picture and you zoom in. That's what it kind of looked like to me. You do see something that it's really hard to see when I look at the small preview. But it's like, it looks like there's little jets coming out of it. But again, there's no reference. So there's no way, when she says it's not, I'm not moving, it would have just been nice if there was a roof line. I thought I saw one, but I couldn't tell. Don't know if that was just dark on top of dark. But still, every week we get, these are all viewer submitted. Sometimes we just get these insane ones, and then sometimes we get ones we really can't tell. This one, by the way, I think that could have been something really crazy. Sun Sprinkles. That channel was Sun Sprinkles.
Jim, there's no way you can see a balloon from that distance. There's no way at the balloon. From that distance.
Okay, next video.
Look at it.
This is in the UK. 3 or more UFOs over Wellsend, UK. Mick the Mick. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. Let's start it over full screen here. Always try to turn your phone. I love these guys. Are these guys... Is this the person videotaping, or is this random UK guys?
Jim, there's no way you can see a balloon from that distance. There's no way at the balloon. From that distance, it would be a massive balloon. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh, weird. Oh, my gosh.
No wings, dude. No wings.
Did you see this? Look at this. Okay, that one had a good second. Look at that. Okay, that can't be a plane. Look at it. It jets across right here.
How bright that is now. Distance, it would be a massive balloon. Look at it. Look at it. How bright that is now. No wings, dude. No wings at all. Look at it. No wings.
No. And see it on this, like...
Yeah. It was black when it was closer, and it went shiny. Yeah. Look at it move, look at it.
Now they turned it sideways.
Look at it shifting like that.
There's two? There's fucking two? There's two? Whoa, look at that one, fucking off.
Look at it.
Sorry.
Whoa, did you see them take off there?
Still there, man, behind the light, behind that one.
They're just fucking...
No, it's still there.
Everyone just spun their phone or turned their head sideways.
You see how fast that's there, blue?
Loads of them came there.
You see the bird? Look at that in the middle of the cloud. Look how bright it is. Tell me that's a balloon or anything moving that fast. How fast it moves to the long horizon. Are you seeing it?
Okay, so same thing. It's like if you're not I saw the white thing, the white thing went shoo. I mean, that was super fast. I'm even trying to like justify a bird or something. That was too fast. It went across the sky. It would depend if it was closer or farther, but that one actually had some good little spots that you really have to look at it on a good screen. So some of these, it would be nice if we took after the fact, and then like if we had time, we would take that same video to try to do contrast and show people. Because man, that one actually was kind of one of the most convincing so far. Dex, how are we running on time? I know that we have another caller here. Let's take Miss Mystery Angie, and then we'll just we're probably over the 2 hours.
We got about less than 30 minutes left, maybe 25 minutes left.
Okay, let's get Mystery on. We've got Mystery, Angie, and Rain. Look at that. Mystery, Rain, and Angie. Great. Let's get them on, and I'll play the rest of the videos in the background. And I think that would be a good way to do that. And then, of course, I'll play this one as we go. Oh, look at this. Okay, we probably don't need sound on that one. This is incredible. I got to find out if the submitter of this is in there. Of course, I would love to know if this is awesome. Look at that. I'm telling you, people, like, this is the kind of video. This is what I'm talking about. So many of them. This is not a normal thing. Why are there so many of these sightings? It's like out of a movie where the aliens drop down and it, like Transformers, where they embed themselves into Earth and then 10,000 years later they pop out. That's an incredible shot, and at sunset, like, super great job. All right, let's
No. Wait, what? Be nice.
All right, Mystery, you are live on Marfoogle News.
Hi, Adam. It's Terry. Miss Terry.
Miss Terry. Mystery. I got it.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Terry.
That's all right.
How are you doing?
You already played my video. I'm doing wonderful, but you already played my video. It was the first one actually tonight about using my cell phone on my security camera thing. Oh, so what was the deal with that? We can pull it back up, or at least reference it here. Well, the channel is the Seventh Direction, and there's 4 videos that I did that night, and 3 are very short. And from where my property sits, I have a big blank sky towards the east. There's a riverbed and nothing else supposed to be.
No Jumper,
and
coolest podcast.
Sorry, Miss Terry. I've got a rogue YouTube video here. That's okay. So you said the 4 videos that you did the same day, or sorry.
And they're...
Go ahead.
Because I see them. I see these lights in the sky all the time, and I hear people on your show, and they say that you can tell airplanes because they blink, or some look like some things that you see lights in the sky look like they're rotating, and so I try to do an example of each of those. And the one that you showed, there's lights from I-10, which is just the lights on the ground, but there's round balls of light floating above the mountains. And some of them are moving. They don't blink. They're not there all the time. I don't know what they are.
Well, could they be planes headed towards you, like towards an airport? Because then you see the headlights or flash, whatever you call plane headlights.
Those are pretty stationary in that video. And I've never seen them like that before. There are certain patterns that I see that I know would probably be from Luke Air Force Base. You can see sometimes lights that lift off the ground like Harrier jets. There's things that blink really bright, like that when you're showing. Like, what is that? I mean, I don't. That's not an airplane.
It's like a blob.
And it moves, and the further it gets away, going up, the light will get brighter, and then it'll blink like a real blink. You'll see. I don't know. These things are there every night. They're like working. They come in from one side and go a little further, go so far in, and then do something, and then go back. There's different levels. Maybe like the drones are flying really low, and airplanes, other things are flying high, but they come in from at a very steep angle, some of them, and leave at a very steep angle. And I don't know what they are, but they are there every night.
Well, Miss Terry, what we can do is we can send everybody to your channel, because you are taking a phone, videotaping surveillance, which is already kind of at a disadvantage. So when I'm showing a video of you videoing a video, it's pretty hard to see. But when I look at it, I can see that like light blobbing. It almost looks like a blob of energy. Definitely more interesting if you see it on a good screen. So yeah, what like state was this in again? I'm sorry, was this in Ohio? Is that right or no?
No, I'm in Arizona.
Arizona. Oh, well, you're home of the Arizona Lights, yeah.
And a couple weeks ago, there was a weird thing. When I just got my cameras by Palo Verde Nuclear Generating Station, a weird thing opened up in the sky. There's just lots of weird things going on, and I wanted to share those with you. And I'm going to try and learn how to get it, so I don't have to use. There's got to be a way that I can get the recording from the machine itself, not record from my phone when I'm seeing. I'll figure that out.
All right. Well, no problem. Well, Miss Terry, thank you so much for calling in tonight, and thank you for the video submission. Keep your video to the sky. We want to see them again, okay?
All right. Thanks. Have a good one, Mark.
All right. Bye, Miss. That was Miss Terry. And then, again, her channel and everything is available on the website, marfugelnews.com. You will find everything is right there for you guys to look at. If you say, hey, that video's fake or whatever, I've seen a couple of people say, fake. Not specifically about Miss Terry's, but that's fine. Go ahead and go check it out on your own. Again, we don't, none. In fact, we should probably put just a disclaimer just to make sure people know. These are video submissions. I'm judging them too right now. I'm looking at them. I'm not going to say, this is fake and this is BS. I'm just going to be polite and say, I don't know. But either way, I think it's cool. I think we're seeing that a lot of our Fugel family are all looking up. They're all seeing this. The reason I wanted to do this is because I know that there's people catching this every day, and they're sharing it with people that don't even notice. So, and it will probably get that way here too. We've gotten more submissions every single week. We already have an audience, and more people every single week. I mean, we got 20-something submissions. That's crazy. That's a lot. Are they all going to be like blow your mind good every week? No. This week, I think probably the best one was the two meteor ones, and possibly the one from the UK, the Wellsend. Maybe we should start giving them like a trophy. That would be cool. Gold medal and bronze. Eric Pelletier says, newcomers, hit that like button. Please help us all. And then Eric says, I don't interact on many episodes, but when I do, emoji. I love emojis. They're just so cute. Did I told you today that I love you all? Well, thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. May, what is going on? Says, stopping in to say hello. Shared everything we know with my mom. You confirmed so much she was trying to put together. Curious, was the creepy cemetery you and your sister went in Maltby that place is beyond creepy. I think a lot of people have a story like that too, where they're talking about something creepy and then it happens. I've been telling Dex about my experience here. I had an experience where I thought it was my mother. I took a video of it, and it's pretty freaky. A rocking chair was going in our house. It's one of the glider ones, so it's not an actual rocker. And I don't need to show you, and people say, like, we're not showing anybody. Like, I'm just saying, I know for a fact nobody was in the room. No cat was jumping off of it. The door has been closed unless we had an earthquake, which it says we didn't. It was rocking really hardcore. And then I said, "Hey, Mom, are you there?" And then the actual camera glitched. Dex, you've seen it. What did you think?
It made my hair stand up.
It's really creepy. And I felt like it was a good feeling. I said, and it's so freaky. I said, I feel you. I said, I just felt you. And it was right after the glitch. It was really, really freaky. Hold on. Let's see. Let's get our next caller on. But put them right in there. Let's see here. I'm going to just show a second of this. Let's see. All right, it looks like I'm going to get it all loaded up here. Oh, this is so freaky. So freaky. Okay, up next, and after this call, I'll show you guys just a snippet of it. Angie, first-time caller, says strange moon sighting last night out of Tennessee. Angie, what's up with the strange moon?
I've never seen anything like it. It was almost like looking at your ceiling and seeing like having like a dome light. It's like the bottom half of the moon was lit up. Yeah, you'd see the rest of it, but it was just like you was looking at a light, and I'm nearly 50. I've never seen anything like it. Been looking up ever since you've been telling us we might want to look up. But, first I would just want to tell you what a beautiful soul you are. I mean, you're such a genuine, caring, loving person, and you're not ashamed to show your feelings. And I just love you for who you are. And thank you. And love the Fugel family and Dex and all of you. Just thank you all. But, I don't know. I was just taken by it last night only because I'm a conspiracy theorist, my husband says, and thinks I'm a little nutty at times. But, even he said, it is weird, and for him to notice even made me look at it even more. But, we were driving. My daughter's just moved to a few towns over, probably about 40 miles away. We were coming down a rural area, and it was just so bright and beautiful. And I don't know, it was, I don't know if you call it intuition or God or, however you want to call it. I just feel like he's allowing us to see things just so we know, be prepared, like you say. And, and thank you for all you do. And you're promoting I just feel such love from you, Adam. And you're a beautiful soul. And I thank you. And, we're lucky to have you. And, I just really enjoyed the show and just wanted to share that thought.
Well,
I didn't know if anybody else had noticed me, but.
So your first time call, don't be a stranger, but also did you, what did you think about, and we got to be careful with it. Did you hear anything locally about what happened down in the Enville about the RV?
Our phone services were affected by it. I'm probably about a good 4 hours from there. But now,
wow.
Our phone services were affected greatly by it. I mean, even our local electric department didn't have services. Our hospitals didn't have no phone services for quite a few days.
And was that like landline or cell phone services or both?
Both.
Wow, something was up. Do you think that was weird?
Very weird. I believe we live in very strange times. It's just, did you ever think you would ever look at life now and think, gosh, did you ever think something like this would happen? The things you see and hear nowadays, I mean, they're just, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, like where our president is actually saying, like, I mean, think about the things on a daily basis. Think about what is going on right now all around us. Like, and then the people that are his best friends basically saying that the most disgusting and vile things are actually being done as part of something else. It's just like, it blows my mind.
It does mine, and I'm blessed to have a grown child at 20 and then a small child at 9 at this time of my life. And to hear my kids' reaction, especially like my little boy, he's like, Mom, will things ever be normal again, And just, to hear how innocent, when he's not even been exposed to a lot of things, how he sees the world. And, it makes you stop and think when you listen to your children. They teach me so much every day, and thank God for them, and he was my 40-year-old gift from God that I was so scared and worried about, and and could have been so many things wrong, and I gave it to God, and he came out perfect, and God just gives us what we need, and we just have to use what we got and just be thankful. But and that's like they help you see the world different. You see it through innocence and through love, and just I'm blessed, and thankful for all that God has given me in life, and like finding you, you're like a gift to me, because I went from thinking I'm the only crazy nut around here to feeling like I can tell them you don't think I'm crazy.
They're all around you. We're everywhere, and don't worry, you're not crazy. You're normal, but what they project as normal on TV is people that think you're crazy. Well, when reality is everyone around you is secretly thinking the same thing, but they're peer pressured into pretending that they're not. Almost everybody has these secret thoughts. Again, by the way, my mom had me when I was 40, so you very well, that little guy might grow up to do anything or everything. So I that's pretty amazing.
Gives me a new look on things. It's amazing what your children can do for you, what you can learn from your children, and I'm blessed, and I thank God for them. I do.
Well, it was so nice talking to you, Angie. And again, please don't be a stranger and call in again. Keep your phone ready if you catch anything weird. Either way, you're always welcome here. And thank you so much for watching every show, or at least as many as you can. And I really do appreciate it. Make sure to share it with anybody else that you meet too, as far as, if they are like-minded, then, make sure to shout out our name if you can.
I will, and I thank you so much, and y'all have a great evening.
Well, thank you, Angie. Have a good night. Be safe. Be prepared. And Marf out. That was Angie, first-time caller out of Tennessee. It says that they were out of services for a while after that. She had I love all of the accents tonight. We have UK accents, Southern accents. I love Southern accents. It just, I don't know why. How some people listen to ASMR? I could listen to Southern accents all night. Okay. Well, we're going to get rain here in a second, but first, a lot of people, by the way, just amazing people over on DLive supporting. Let's pop in. Oh, yeah. So I was going to show you this. Hold on. I'm telling, and this wasn't for public. This is in our like extra kind of stock room with all of her stuff and. Freaking. Okay, so I straight up. Okay, I'm gonna have to refocus here. Okay. Okay, imagine walking into this in a closed room with nobody in it. and it's moving. And then watch this. Let's see if... Where's the sound?
Love you.
Oh, this is freaky. For some reason, I knew it was my mom. I knew it was my mom.
I knew you were around.
Watch what the camera does.
Hey, Mom.
That's her chair. Given to me.
I knew you were around. I just felt you.
And I'm telling you right there, you can see the glitch.
I knew you were around. I just felt you.
And we didn't make that connection until later. Right before I say, and there's orbs all over the place. You can't really see that.
I knew you were around. I just felt you.
Did you see that? I'm telling you, it was it gives me chills. I'm on the other side of the room from where it happened, and
Love you.
that was just I have, mind you, there are people in real life that just do not believe how I am alive right now. I died twice, which I've told you guys about. Died twice on one day. When I was younger and I did club drugs and drank, we stayed up all night and did ecstasy and stuff like that. I was like 23 with my ex. And then drank alcohol. Carlos Rossi, my ex-girlfriend, was like, we're going to keep partying. And we had enough money left for Carlos Rossi in the morning. Ended up dying at a event at the Seattle Center, and died twice. And they, for 45 minutes, manually pumping air, and they were like, we're not going to put him in until we can get him stable. We're not even going to put him in the ambulance. So they were about to declare me dead. A little boy goes up, walks up, and this is later. Little boy walks up and says, he's a daddy. You can't give up. So they kept going. And they kept pumping. And I don't find this out until 3 days later. The guy who ended up taking me to, the ambulance driver took me to the hospital downtown, ended up taking me in the hospital. He usually works somewhere else. He took me there. I ended up getting airlifted way up north to, I think, what was it, North Hospital or something? It was way up past Shoreline. And he happened to be at that hospital where he normally works. And he's like, we were about to give up, but a little boy said that you were a daddy and that you were a daddy and you can't give up. And my ex-girlfriend wasn't even around until later. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew I was a daddy. Nobody knew I was a dad. So and again, I don't know if it was I'm trying to remember if it was a little boy or a little girl. I was unconscious, but they said that I was a daddy, or I was a daddy to somebody. I couldn't go, and that's freaky now, thinking about it. But I've been in 3 bad car accidents where it was a total. One of them was with my friend Grant, where we spun around 3 times. He was going 80 around Green Lake when we were 18, 80 miles an hour. And in his mom's BMW, spin around, hit backwards. And the cop said if it hit on his side, he would have been dead. If it hit on my side, I would have been dead. If it hit in the back, or if it hit in the front, we would both be dead. And it perfectly hit in the back, and the trunk emblem was right up next to our back seats. We walked away, not even a scratch. A Jeep T-boned me 4 years ago. Completely flipped the whole thing. Not a single scratch on me. A big dumpster came back and rolled back on me. Stopped an inch of my face. I know I have a guardian angel. So when I saw that chair moving, I was like, I knew. It was my mom. I didn't think anything else of it. So if you guys believe in stuff like that, and do you think we should have a show like that, and if you have evidence of that, I would love for you to send it in, because I do believe in angels. That's my personal belief, and I don't think it's crazy to believe in stuff, and I'm not ashamed of believing in that. So again, I would love for you guys to send in your stuff too. Jared 801, thank you so much for your support. Hey Marv, had quite a few experiences with both supernatural and UFOs. Don't talk about it much because people think that I'm crazy. Bad Wolf GG, you're not crazy, and that's totally okay. Applause Real Estate says, Marv, let's have a Bible study about what aliens actually are according to the Bible. Everyone knows about Ezekiel and the flying chariots. Applause Real Estate. Yeah, awesome part. There's some crazy stuff in the Bible that I think a lot of people don't know about. Or they say they read the Bible, but they probably just read parts of it in, Sunday school as a kid. I've had to read the entire Bible at least 4 or 5 times before I started to understand it. But all right. I think a lot of people do end up going back to it when they're older, because it's just like watching a movie when you're a tiny kid and then watching it later. You're like, wow, I didn't get any of those references. Dex, let's get our next caller on, and it looks like it's going to transfer over to D-Live here quick.
We got about 3 minutes till we transfer over, and I'll get Rain on now.
Okay, cloud formations cloaking, so perfect timing. And then, by the way, if it cuts off of YouTube, the show is not over yet. You can go right over to D-Live. You can go to our website, marfugelnews.com. There's a blue button there right now where you can follow and get on and finish out the show with us. Rain, how are you doing from California? So we've got a movie.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm fantastic. So we got a movie here, or a video, I guess. Is that what this is, or a picture?
No, we've got a series of photographs, cloud formations, and then there's one where cloaking. The last one is a cloaking. And what I did was I submitted a picture of the original, each of them, and then, contrast or clarification, kind of, I didn't touch the picture itself. I just kind of, so you could see it clearer. So that's what I sent over.
Oh, okay. So I'm going 1 through 14. Should I scroll through them, or should I?
I don't know how it's on your side, but if they're numbered, Dex said he'd number them. So if you, for example, email 1 or picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, picture 4, then ultimately underneath them, it shows the different variations.
Oh, okay. And then, so what are we looking for here, as far as what is
what
in them?
You're looking at? And I'm not actually. Let me go to you, because I don't know what you're looking at. But whatever you've pulled up, if it's a cloud formation, look, I have a belief system, all right, that they're up there. That there are things in the clouds, and they are watching us. I sincerely believe that. And I also have a belief system that if for any reason you're looking at them, or you're conscious, or you're that, if it's almost like your frequency changes. I don't know if it's your aura. I don't know if it's frequency. Of course I wouldn't know that. But I can tell you that once they spot you, or once they know that you're watching them, they literally stop. I see things around me all the time. And the cloud formation that you're looking at, which I can't see yet, I have to bring you up to see what you're looking at. I see they're just sitting up there.
So you're saying, have you ever seen items that or stars that you believe are, you see it moving, and then the second you look at it, all of a sudden it stopped? Or when you go, hey, come look at this.
Oh.
And you're like, it was just moving.
Right. It was just moving. It was white. And then suddenly you point it out to somebody, and suddenly the lights start blinking. And you're like, oh, you're going to play
it turns
airplane
into
now.
a